What is up, you guys? My name is Lucky. This is Lucky Lad TV. I am your host for this video. And the video that just went up before this one is my review of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I am now going to jump right into my review of Naruto. I am covering the manga. I say manga because it's easier. I know it's supposed to be pronounced manga. I'm just going to say manga. Oh, deal with it? I don't know what to say. And then after this one, I'm going to be doing a review of Oris, Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I recorded that one. It was ready to go. The file got corrupted on my computer, and I don't have it. But I already had the thumbnail made, so I'm like, whatever. I'll just re-record it. But anyway, this is my review of the Naruto manga. This is the manga that I grew up with. I did Bleach. When Ichigo defeated Aizen, I'm like, okay, that's a good ending point. I'm not gonna bother reading this anymore because he lost his powers. They should have ended it there. They didn't. I really don't know why. They very easily could have ended it there. There was nothing that they needed to continue on and explain. They were fine. They were done. They were fine. But no. They need more money. So, Naruto ended at the right time. The issue that I have with it is that they really rushed the ending. And I'm going to be jumping around a lot with this one because there's just so much stuff to touch on. But they spent, I think, like 3 or 4 chapters on Sasuke and Naruto's final battle. They spent like 6 or 7 on their final battle before the time skip. I don't know why they cut this one short. They knew that they were ending at 700. I think they could have spaced it out a little bit better and spent less time on their final battle with Kaguya, I think is her name, and spent more time on the actual final battle. I also wish that they covered the time skip a little bit better because it was they had a lot of really weird, surprising stuff in there. Like, what's his name? Choji has a kid with some girl from the Cloud Village. They never even remotely hinted at romance between them, which kind of bothers me. Some of them made sense. Sakura ends up with Sasuke because Sakura is a fucking moron. Naruto ends up with Hinata because that's how it's supposed to be. Ino ends up with Sai, again, never really hinted at. Shikamaru ends up with Tamari. They cover that in the story. I had no issue with that whatsoever. Let's see. Kakashi becomes Hokage, as he should have been a while ago. Naruto, at the end of on literally like the last page, they say like Naruto the 7th Hokage or something like that. I'm putting up the spoiler warning before I even start this video, and I'm gonna have like a voiceover of it. If you heard that, that means you're not at this point because you're worried about spoilers. But I mean, Naruto ended like 2-3 months ago, so like my own brother has not finished reading it yet. So like I'm literally recording this when he's out of the house. Because, well, he's usually out of the house because he doesn't live in the same house as me. But he's down here on break right now. The reason I'm recording this now is because there's nobody else in the house, but specifically for him because I am loud. And if he hears me talking about all these spoilers, he'll, like, kill me. Well, he'd try. He'd fail, but he'd try. But, you know, I'd get the point. What else is there to talk about I'm not going to touch on the end. I mean, they honestly could have done whatever they wanted with that. I am a huge fan of Naruto. It's my favorite anime manga. Not anime. It's my favorite manga. Or manga, whatever the hell you want to call it. I grew up watching it. I like how they stick, relatively speaking, they stick to some Japanese traditions. Like how they have feudal lords in the forms of the daimyo. And Then they have the generals in the form of the Kage. And then they have their ranked military and how you go through school and learn certain things. In Japan, you learn martial arts in school. I'm not looking at the camera. In Japan, you learn martial arts in school. I wish they did that here. I teach self-defense. You really should learn martial arts in school. It's a very important skill that you should know. But it's the same thing where you go through different levels of learning stuff, and those levels, and you get tasks based on where you are in that level. If you're a Jonin, you have high-level tasks. If you're a Genin, you have low-level tasks. That's just how the world should be working. It's not, obviously. What else can I really don't have... There's not really much to say about Naruto because they really summed up most of everything. Neji dies, which... Here's the thing. They kind of throw a curveball to you at the end. Everybody knew that Sasuke and Naruto had to have their final battle. What most people did not realize is that Sasuke was trying to kill everyone. We knew that he and Naruto had to have their final battle. That's just like a fact. They didn't really make it clear that he was trying to kill everyone. Like, I understood that he wanted to, like, restart the world. I did not realize that he wanted to do that by killing everyone. What else is there? They threw a lot of new shit. Okay. Madara OP. Madara is completely overpowered. They gave him way too much power. They gave him way too much information, way too much intelligence. They made certain characters irrelevant, and other characters way too important when they shouldn't have been. They tossed in some serious bullshit there at the end. Obito gives Kakashi his 2 Mangekyo Sharingan temporarily. What the fuck? That made no sense at all. Also, since when can the spirit of the Sage of Six Paths just show up out of nowhere? He would have done that beforehand. The closer they got to the end, the more confusing the series got. And literally, like, until you finish the series, none of it really makes sense. Until Naruto and Sasuke are having their final battle. And it's not that they explain it, it's that they say that it can't be explained. Like, they literally say something along the lines of, everything that's happened, whether it makes sense or not, doesn't matter because we need to look to the future. For me, I'm like, thank you. Thank you. You just admitted none of this makes sense. And I have so much respect for you for doing that. Because, in my opinion, there's nothing as strong that a person can do as admitting that they don't know something, or that they can't do something, or that they need help with something. So when they admitted at the end of Naruto, yeah, we don't get this either. Just deal with it. Because that's part of life. You don't understand everything. I don't understand every single part of how an internal combustion engine works. I understand generally how it works. I couldn't build one. I don't understand it that well. And then there are other people who know that like the back of their hand. They could build one with a blindfold on. But if I ask them to explain how to make pasta from scratch, they just look at me like this. You can do that? Most people don't know you can make pasta from scratch. How do you think it gets into the box? I make my pasta from scratch. I'm a chef. But if you ask me to make an internal combustion engine from scratch, I'd look at you like that. They have factories for that. Just don't make me. It's that type of thing. It's just, it happened? Okay. That's all there is to it. So I love how Naruto, meaning the series, not the character, just at the end they're like, you know what? It happened. We're done. We're good. We're good. What else is there? There's really not much to touch on, just because so much happens in the series. So much happens. Like, there's a bunch of big points, But there are so many. The series is so detailed. Think about it this way: it's 700 chapters. Each chapter is roughly like 20 pages. 20 pages of legit content. 20 times 700 is 14,000. Yeah, 14,000. Imagine reading 14,000 pages of anything. There's a lot of stuff in there. And even if, let's say, 1/10 of that is actual, like, words, that's still 1,400 pages, which is more than most books that people would normally read. And then you have to include all the visual stimulus that's located within it, and it goes right back up to 14,000. It's 14,000 pages minimum. My guess is it's longer than that. 14,000 pages is a lot. A lot of stuff happens in that. Just go and read it. There's a bunch of different websites where you can read the Naruto manga. I personally recommend just buying the books because you can read it multiple times. It's really a good series. But in terms of like how I'm actually reviewing this, I really don't like the term review because I use the term review because it's the easiest term. It's really just me telling you guys how I feel about the series and how the series has impacted my thought process and things like that. It's not like a review. Like when I reviewed Korra, I said a 74 out of 100. And when I reviewed, well, that's the only review on the channel right now, I think. When people think review, they think like number. I regret having a number for my Korra review because this isn't really a review. When people hear review about a series, they think it's you telling them what's right and what's wrong with it and how many points it gets. For me, when I hear review for a series, or when I'm doing one, I think of it in the sense of how you review for a test. You look over the information, you log it into your mind and think of how you're going to process it. It's not about points, it's about the whole. It's not about specific details, it's about the entire thing in and of itself. Whereas if you have fault with one thing, you can't let that affect your judgment on another part, which is something that the numbered reviews have. But anyway, that's my review of Naruto. I'm going to head on out. Best of luck to you out there, and I'm sure I'll see y'all soon. Goodbye.